Oh, I cleared this place last spring. Awesome place. Extremely near and dear for several reasons. But being a little over 3 hours of driving there and back, I couldn't maintain this like a golf course like I would like. But all the trees are gone, and that's just a simple cleaning I can do now. Now I planned on doing a fall cleaning anyways, but there's a lock viewing going on here this weekend, so I want it to look good. I want them to be able to see it, so I'm gonna clear what I can. I got a push mower for this. I think that's gonna save me a lot of weed whacking on that side, in the middle, the island. There's a few obstructions, so I'll probably whack it first, or at least walk it pretty good to see what's there, put it on the highest level. But this looks great, you know. I thought it'd be more growing up in this. Mark the Cracker had a cleanup over here maybe 2 months ago. But I got some amazing plans for this place. It is just gonna stop there. Walk along the towpath side here. I had some weed whacker string over here early summer. I'm certain it's still there. That was something else. It meant something to Miss Allen, and of course I wanted to be seen and cleared, so this right here was cleared in the springtime. I think maybe May was the last time I hit it. It's amazing how fast it'll grow up on you. It was right over here in this brush. Right here is where the water leaves, right where the old culvert was. You see that log in there? I think that's stopped a little bit of the water from flowing out, which might be part of the duckweed problem here, because it's all about water flow. This isn't the original towpath. It was lower than this. This was added probably to keep the water away from the yard and the house. I think Miss Allen's father had this done. There it is. I remember Miss Allen had spotted it, and she tried to grab it and grabbed it by a loose string. And like a cat, it took off on her with a ball of yarn. So this is very soggy right here. That could be fixed easy. Here at the foot, it was growing up pretty good right here. It's worth clearing out. I brought this wood here to build a makeshift bridge. Never got to it. Maybe I can do something better than that. That had been refitted for drop gates. Miss Allen had asked me why these stones are like this. I've seen it since she said it. I hadn't noticed it before, but since she said it, now I notice it too, and it's at a lot of the locks. It's not all of them. At the foot, one of the sides will be like this. I was curious if that's as wide as the approach used to be. And at one time, maybe after closure, beforehand, for whatever reason, they narrowed the entry there. Because that's obviously not original, it's all concrete. And the slope of the approach wall over there, it's got a nice curve, and it looks to be curving right about here. Maybe not as far as that though. But I don't know, it's always something. And right here, kind of looks like that too, where it just goes further in all the way there. That's exactly what it is. I'd bet on it. I could be wrong, but I'd bet that in order to get a little bit more land, they just built that wall and filled in behind it, or vice versa. So this is heading west. This is the upside. Still got the mound there that wooden docking would be built around for the bulkhead. Concrete it off. Just some work. Might even been when that steam tug smashed into this. Took out both gates. This chamber right here. Limited this lock to one chamber for the whole summer. I don't know how, but they couldn't get that kind of wood they needed to build the gates. Look, all my stuff is still there. How about that? Go Lyons, people. Even these. That was what I thought would be gone. Pretty badass. Kinda already has some gloves too. Dry them out. Even my rake, I would beat that. I think I'll be using that today though. So my goal is just to jump up there, clean this off, make it look nice again. Stop the trees from growing. Got this stuff here, but it doesn't really seem practical. So I got everything up there. It's not easy. Santa told me stories about doing that when she was young, a teenager. She'd bring a lawnmower over here, and she would tell like it was quite an effort, and I see that it is. Looking west. Got some really nice vertical bank approach wall leading up to the lock on the north side. There's remains of some gates in here. How many of the 4 gates is, I would say that's in dispute. But I don't take as much interest in those as a lot of people do, because I just don't want people to mess with them. I want them to just leave them alone, stop fishing in here and skipping hooks over it. You know, you got this big beautiful body of water over here, and for some reason certain kind of people, they're just drawn to, they have to fish in this, like the fish in a bucket type thing, you know. And there's nothing massive in here. They're just brown bullhead that she feeds bread to. So, you know, it's like hunting deer on a game preserve. They're used to just coming up and eating bread without risking their life, and then you got guys coming over here thinking it's a thrill to catch 12-inch bullhead and brag about it. So I don't mean to be a jerk about it, but just because I know the whole story, you know, I just don't see any reason in it. You know, fishing is a sport. It's just a gorgeous day. I'm actually excited to get into this and clean this up. My drive down, I was getting thirsty. I wanted to stop and get a drink, but I couldn't stop. I just wanted to get here and start nailing this thing out. The Poorhouse Lock. Lyons, lock number 56. It was called the Poorhouse Lock because it was close to the county poorhouse, Wayne County Poorhouse, which was maybe a half a mile or a mile down that direction to the west. And I guess because of the proximity. You see, this is looking at the extended chamber. So you can get two boats through the same locking with a tandem tow. This was the last lock extended on the Erie Canal. I don't know what would dictate why it wouldn't have been done sooner. You see what this lock is famous for. It's still got some gate hardware, some gates down there. I haven't gotten to this section yet. This winter or next spring, I'll get all of this. Another thing interesting about this lock, had a culvert going right under the island, right here. It's my theory that's why it still has water. I think they might have just blocked the ends, didn't take out the culvert because that would have ruined the lock, or they wouldn't have taken it out and rebuilt the lock. So I would think it's still there, and if it's there, it's probably leaking, which is a good thing. Oh, I see they cleared out this boat launch. Nice job, Mark. Historic Erie Canal, Lock 56. You can see this is when her gates were still hanging. Some of that is still under there. You see that Lock 56 painted on there. I wonder if there's any remnants of that. Mark's daughter. Here's where that culvert would have been. The current Erie Canal. Looking towards 28V. And then just a quarter of the mile down this way, 28A in the Lyons dry dock. Yeah, I didn't put that up in that culvert. Just curious if there's anything remaining of that 56 up there. I wouldn't think so. No, I don't see anything. I'm gonna go back that way anyways. I got my stuff up there still. There's a picture of the Wayne County Poorhouse. Huh. Got the island looking pretty good. I didn't have time for this side here. Size is not that bad. It took me longer to do that than I thought it was gonna. Yeah, she looks good, and I got it down really, really close. Big thumping over there. I wonder if it's a beaver. Big splash. You might even heard that. But yeah, I got it down really, really close to the ground. So next spring it won't be a problem. 100% better shape than we were. And I had showed you at the other end where the miter gates were. They'd changed these over to drop gates, tumble gates, whatever you want to call them. But there looks to be more than just a sill down there. She's in pretty good shape. Not the best condition lock, not the worst. Now that I've seen more, I used to think this was, oh my God, it's the best shape I've ever seen, but it's not there. It's about average. This is the oldest chamber. Can't see right now, but I think I remember there's a gate down there too. I believe this is the chamber where the steamboat couldn't stop and just plowed right through everything. 2 gates and a lock bridge. Knocked half of this lock out for the whole season. They only had the opposite chamber. Thankfully it was a double. You see there's some tumble gates down there too. Or not tumble gates, there's some miter gates down there too. I'm not sure what that means. It's kind of cool. There's a cleat to give them some traction. That was buried pretty good. I tried to clean that out the best I could. It's going to take some time. There's a lot of roots in there. I pick away at those roots each time. Important thing is that they don't grow anymore. But that's like poison ivy or poison sumac, whatever it is. It messes me up pretty good. Right here would be the dock or the gangplank. And there's still quite a bit of that down there too. Plus all the substrate that was underneath that. I had that bank cleared out this spring and I just didn't have the time to do that today. But I love this. Look at the size of this stone right here. Perfectly tailor cut. I always do that. I miss a spot. But I'm done for the day. My back's tired. These are the bulkheads where you'd have one of those wooden docks built around the stone pile over here too. And you could control these gates to let the overflow water in or to let that sluice that goes through the island receive the water to power those winches. Because there was a winch right over here too, where they could pull the boats in. Or to open and close the drop gate.